we now take into the functions of inventory. We spoke about inventories, what are inventories, how do they come into being. Now we talk about functions of inventory. What do the inventories do, or how do they help us? Why were they there? Because they contribute to some help to us. And how do they help? Avoid irregularities in supplies. Now, where do these irregularities in supply come from? Now, when you order material with a vendor, there are chances that he could encounter problems at his warehouse, he could encounter problems at his production site, there could be a strike in his facility, or during transportation the truck could meet an accident, or there could be a disaster somewhere, and hence there could be irregular supplies. Now, the inventories that you had on hand will come into play here and help you in overcoming this irregularity in supplies. So we need to have inventories because to avoid irregularities in supplies. Demands met in batches when product is not being produced. Well, now what does this mean to you? Demands met in batches when product is not being produced. So now there are opportunities by production department taken whenever there is a production capacity available. They don't want their laborers or the people to just sit idle or shut down the machine and look into the sky. Rather, they would use it for a productive purpose. And how do they do that? Because they have the inventory. So obviously, a product which was not to be produced at that given point of time, but it was required later on. So they will produce it, though there was no demand. They will produce it then, so that in the future the demand rises, they have this material ready and they can use it and sell it and grab the opportunity then. Okay. To meet seasonal demand similar to that. Now what happens in season? Now we have got Diwali coming in. Okay. And now in Diwali, sweets, chocolates, biscuits, these go in very, very high demand. I mean 5 times the production capacities. Now when this happens, can the production capacity balance the demand? No way. I mean, there is no way that it could increase the capacity by 5 times or 500 times. So what do? Is they produce earlier during lean months, and they could do that only because they had inventory on hand. So again, see how useful is inventory here. Demands, seasonal demands could be met easily. You produce earlier and sell it later whenever the demand is there or whenever there is a surge in demand. Again, inventories, because you're holding inventories, you can avail price discounts. What does this mean? To take advantage of price discounts while buying items. Now, because you know you are having inventory, you're using inventory, so obviously you could avail the price discounts while buying inventory. I mean, I'll give you a small example here. Suppose your order was for 7 metric tons. That's the order on paper, or when the requirement that was derived after planning. Now, when you put this forward to the vendor or the supplier, you tell him that I want 7 metric tons of said material. He's going to come back and tell you, no sir, I can't give you the 7 metric tons because it's less than my production capacity or less than my production run. So he says, I'll give you 10 metric tons. You go back to him, okay, I'm going beyond my requirement, I'm buying 10 tons from you, but you got to give me a discount. So what you do is you avail the price discount by increasing your quantity. Another way of looking at it also would be, now you have ordered 7 metric tons of material, but your truck capacity is 10 metric tons. When you transport the 7 metric tons in a 10-ton capacity, the trucker is not going to give you any discount or less because you got 7 metric tons. He's saying, I'm going to charge you for the whole truck. So obviously you're going to pay extra. Rather, you bring in the 10 metric tons, take a full truck capacity and avail the advantages of freight. And again, functions of inventory to maintain continuity to operations and production process. Now, as I told you, here we can talk about semi-finished products or products or work in process. Now, you have decoupling of production stages. As I said, production could be done in 3 or 4 stages. Okay. Now, if you have a product which is made in 2 stages and kept aside, you can eliminate the 2 stages, accelerate your production or get more quantities by using the product already made, which is kept in semi-finished form, and get better output.